So chapter one was special education and the general context. I'm not sure how really to go about this. So if you have any information that you want me to know proceeding on for these videos, please let me know and I will try and incorporate it. So I'm gonna jump in. Exceptional. Something I saw was cool was just like the exceptional children. They refers to both like the general and specific, um, and it's just them being different from community standards. The children who were identified as exceptional students, I thought this was really interesting that they don't require special education. Which in my head, when you're exceptional, if you're like above average, you go and take more classes or you take harder classes, and if you needed another, like you're on the lower end, you go take lower classes and help you out. And so like to know that you don't have to, like there are kids out there who just like they stay in the same classes. That's kind of nice to know. Disability and handicap was something cool that I read about. I didn't really ever think there was a difference because like I thought they were the same. But disability is referring to the inability or incapacity to perform a task, and then the handicap is like difficulties imposed by the environment on a person. So like if they're trying to play sport and they don't have a leg, like that's the handicap to playing the sport, which is bad for them. It's also, and like that's why I got disability, and it's all confusing to me sometimes, but whatever. Something else that I really liked reading about was the special education. Um, Special education has a warm fuzzy feeling to me because when I was in second grade, I didn't really know how to read. I couldn't read that well, and so I had to take special classes to help me develop my reading and to get better at it. And to know that a little second grader who couldn't read is now getting into college, going to college, and completing his degree is kind of nice to know that like I can do it, and they're also helping children out there now. Something that I thought was very surprising was that 4 out of 10 people have some sort of learning disability. It's crazy to think about that. That's almost half of the world has some learning disability. You don't really think about that because we don't show like it every day. So that's crazy thing to look at. Question that came to mind while I was reading the chapter was in the section about the history of special education. It goes up to 2008 and about talking about what it's done, how it's developed, and it's now obviously it's 2018, which is that's 10 years that it didn't cover. I was wondering like, what are some big, huge things that have happened with special education? How have they gotten better at helping those students since even I was in second grade? And like, because obviously they've developed, there's new laws and stuff that's helping them. Um, Something else I found interesting. Um, was the teachers' desks. So I never really thought about it when I was little, or in high school, or even in college, how the desks are all set up. But in elementary school, they're all set up in different patterns, and I never realized how much like the teacher aide and the teacher how they work together to like teach us and show us what to do. And it was really interesting to read about that and show and like learn what that actually why they did that. That was really cool to me. And then the last thing, some that the last thing that I really want to talk about is the individual family service plan. I really like that to know that, and that's relieving to know that like if something were to happen in my child or my friend's child or something like that, there's like they have some issue that there is a specialized plan for them. It's not a general plan; it's a specialized plan for them, which I really like, and it's nice to know. So yeah, that's my video. It's nice to for you to see me. I kind of saw you with a picture. Bye.